Android handhelds have gotten good lately. They're portable, flexible, and can run everything from retro emulators to low-spec PC games. You're not locked into a storefront, and you've full control over how you game. There's no shortage of these handhelds either, and in that growing lineup, you've got the Retroid Pocket 5. It has earned a solid reputation for good reason. But then there's the Anbernic RG557, which just dropped recently, and it's making an impression with stronger specs, a design built for comfort and its unique, transparent look. So, which one makes more sense? Let's talk it out. The Anbernic RG557 is the stronger one here, no questions asked. It's running a Dimensity 8300 chip with 12GB RAM and 256GB storage. On paper, it destroys the Pocket 5. PS2 and GameCube emulation is smooth. I barely had to mess with settings. You just launch a game, and it works. So for raw performance, this thing has muscle. The Pocket 5, though, isn't far behind. It uses a Snapdragon chip, and that matters more than you might think. A lot of emulators are better optimized for Snapdragon, so while it doesn't have the same raw power, it runs some tricky stuff better, especially Switch games. I've seen more bugs and crashes on the RG557 with Switch emulation, while the Pocket 5 just works more often. And just so you know, the RG557 can't run Winlator at all. So yeah, RG557 may be stronger, but Pocket 5 is often smoother, especially if you're into newer emulators. Both RG557 and Pocket 5 have 1080p AMOLED screen, about 5.5 inches, and they're both great screens. But the Pocket 5 screen has tighter bezels, more balanced colors, and doesn't flicker the same way the RG557's does. If I had to pick one just by how it looks and feels when gaming, Pocket 5's screen feels cleaner overall. But 557 takes the win in the ergonomics, and it's got this nice chunky grip in the back, so even in long play sessions, your hands don't cramp up. It's one of the most comfortable handhelds I've used, but the analog sticks are too small for a device this size. They work fine, but they feel like they belong on something smaller. The D-pad is also okay, but not as precise as I wanted. The Pocket 5, on the other hand, feels tighter and more compact. It's easier to toss in a bag and go, and its controls are just better. The D-pad is more responsive and the analog sticks feel right. Pocket 5's accuracy in the joysticks also felt better than the 557's, especially in the fighting games. The RG557 comes with a 5500 mAh battery, and on paper it claims up to 8 hours. In reality though, if you're running heavier stuff like PS2 or Android games with the fan going, expect something closer to 4 to 6 hours. The active cooling is great for keeping things smooth, but yeah, it does eat into battery a bit. The good news? It supports 27-watt fast charging, so if you've got the right charger, you're back in action pretty quickly. The Pocket 5 has a 5000 mAh battery, so slightly smaller, and it charges at a slower 18-watt rate. But because it uses a more efficient Snapdragon chip and doesn't have a fan-draining power, it holds up surprisingly well. For lighter emulators or indie games, you can stretch 6 to 7 hours. For more demanding titles, it drops similarly to the RG557. Here's how I'd put it. If you want something that's strong, comfortable, and just works for older systems like PS2 and GameCube, the RG557 is great. It's built for that grab-and-play feel, no tweaking, no stress. But if you care more about emulator compatibility, clean controls, and want to stretch your dollar, the Pocket 5 makes more sense. Especially if you're playing a mix of retro and newer stuff like Switch or Android games. Either way, there's no wrong choice, just what fits you better.